Okay, guys, let's start with the Anuvaad's document converter. Okay, Katie. So, Sarath and Pramod, you guys work together and look into this and see whatever you can do. And so, I'm going to give you a brief, Katie, on what exactly is document converter and what are the functionalities it is having. Okay, document converter in Anuvaad is specifically used for downloading the translated or digitized files. Okay, so downloading, we when translation happens or digitization happens, so if you want to download any of those files, so we will download those files in document converter service. Okay, if you look at this developer's account, whenever you go on a document, make sure that if you are uploading any docx file now, file translator is responsible for uploading the docx file and extracting the text. File translator uses these things, and also file translator is capable of sending you the translated version of the same downloaded translations. Okay, only in the case of docx, when you are ingesting docx, when upload happens on docx, no, file translator will give you the docx as uh, the downloadable docx. This is not handled by file converter. Okay.
Just a
Mm.
quick clarification. So, uh, when we upload a PDF initially,
Mm.
okay, when I upload a PDF, uh, so that will go through file converter.
See, I'll say the flow.
Please.
When you're uploading a PDF, na,
Mm.
so the first phase will be file converter.
Mm.
Okay, file converter checks for the quality, the if it is a PDF or not.
Mm.
See, when before file translator,
Mm.
before the docx service come into existence about 1 year ago, so we were using block merger only for everything.
Mm.
So irrespective, if we get docx also, we will do file conversion. So docx will be ingested in the pipeline, uploaded, and file converter converts it into PDF,
Mm.
and that PDF will be processed via block merger, OCRing, and all, and the output will be given by document converter. Okay, so when file translator got developed, so reading docx or PPTX, even
Mm.
HTML, okay, not XML as of now, right, Sharath? Not XML files. So all these files are supported by file translator.
Can we support dot ODT?
Not yet.
Not yet. Can we implement or
We can implement. There is no such use cases. So we need to implement that. So even the docx and ODT format are similarly the same thing. We can experiment and see. So that Sharath will take care of these things. You can verify with Sharath. Okay.
that is a requirement correct?
Hmm.
I'll just share.
So ODT files. So you can verify with him. So file translator does not only uploads only docx, but has the capability to download in the same format. Okay,
Okay.
only in respect to docx, 50x, HTML. When you upload docx or anything, before if a block merger will handle OCR. After that, tokenizer will tokenizes, translator will translate sentences, and document converter takes care of downloading these things.
Mm.
Okay, when file translator comes into picture, it handles all the docx kind of functionalities: docx, pptx, html, not xml. Xml needs to be implemented. That's the next step. Okay, these things, and the same format will be captured and sent on to download process. Okay, UI is handling these things. When you upload docx, wherever you are downloading, if you can see the URL wherever it is hitting, if I click on only docx, see the URL.
Mm. Mm.
No, 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 that's one. In this file initiator, this will initiate a sync process,
Hmm.
okay, to workflow manager, saying that I need this file to be downloaded. Payload will be sent as sync. See, okay, for this particular thing, there is already a KT session in Anuvaad documentation for workflow manager.
Mhm.
So you want to go through what is sync and async. Okay, sync is nothing but you're just calling the internal API of that file translator. That's all, and getting that particular docx file, the translated version of same format, same alignment. Okay, that's all. More on that file translator, Sarath will explain. Okay, in the coming KTs. So this he has to do. Well, so I will do it. Okay, no worries. I'll give you a brief input outputs, but rest of the things you can verify with it. Okay. I'll only tell about the file document converter, which is responsible for downloading the PDF, XLSX, TXT, all these three things. And there are some legacy codes in document converter also. I'll explain those things, what exactly is happening there. Okay. So, if you see this docx file, this will initiate a sync workflow, and again with the same docx file, so it will download the docx, giving the sync workflow job IDs, and so it will return the same thing via file uploader. These calls are internally happening everywhere. Okay, file uploader doesn't it's not like it's only responsible for uploading a file, but it is also responsible for an API to download back the same file. Okay, internally we are calling these APIs. Okay, this will download all these files. Okay, so more on to the document converter. Document converter, what will we do? It will download XLSX, TXT, in digitization PDF. Okay, so if I click on XLSX, there is a document converter API calling here, right? Document converter API will be called here, and after that, so I'll be sending that particular document converter API response. I mean, whatever I'm getting the response as file into file uploader service to download it back. So there is another API with a parameter called serve file, which is in the file uploader. Mhm. I'll just download the same thing. Okay, you don't need to worry about these things. Okay, only thing is for you, Pinto and Sarah, to look into that is create or refactor the document converter in such a way that it can download PDF, docx, pptx. You already have that, but just make sure that you do that. The priority tickets are whatever I have given in the morning. Okay, so do those things. Coming to document converter, mm, I showed you one example of docx. Okay, let me grab one PDF. This is one PDF, right? This is one PDF, and I want to download it as PDF, XLSX, TXT. PDF can be downloaded as PDF to PDF, PDF to XLSX, PDF to TXT. Okay, and the docx will be downloaded as docx download service. Okay, so this docx download service is a separate service written in Node.js as of now. Okay, why? Because previously Python docx doesn't have the floating point alignment. That's the case. Some the previous developers who worked on it wrote in the Node.js itself, but that is not the case here. It has so many issues. You need to refactor that thing. You need to refactor all these things. Okay, even the docx service. I'll walk you through the docx download service. What exactly is happening in the doc. You want to download PDF? Well, so this particular only in translation PDF download is being called by HTML files via front end only, not from backend. But you have the API which calls these things in the back and the document converter also. But it is used as legacies. Okay. Any questions now? Till now, what exactly needs to be done?
No, no question.
Are you understanding what is the purpose? Sarat? Huh?
So this in document digitization, so we download it as PDF. So that also comes under document converter.
Yes.
All the downloads. So suppose there are some if there is one font in actual file and downloaded file some font differs. I mean, in which service that will come? We have
PDF to PDF. Okay. See, document converter reads the incoming data which is fetched from content handler internally. Okay. Whatever the data it has. If the data has font properties, I have some checkpoints where, okay, if it is bold or something where something like that, and I'll render the same format. Okay. And in document converter, as of now, specifically, I am using only some fonts, not every fonts, only some fonts. Output can be in only one or the other fonts. If I can show you, this is the document converter folder structure. See, these are the fonts which I'm using as of now. Okay. Arial Unicode MS, something Gargi, Lloyd, Bengali, Gujarati, Hindi, Tamil, Kannada. This is just a basic structure. Okay. For you to develop, you have to do more and more refactoring, research, and development for these things. For now, just keep the font as it is and just work it on. We'll see the next what can be done on the further process. Okay. And also, there is a documentation. Okay, this is a pretty much old documentation. Has only just an API flow. That's all. It doesn't contain any further things. You understand the code, you make a better documentation for this, and reproduce it the same to me, where I can update and get GitHub and wiki pages. This document converter lies inside this ETL extractor document converter. Okay, the name itself is just a document converter. Comes one file, convert it into other file. But the process internally, what we are doing is something different. This is document converter. I mean, this is not a any microservice that can be added to uh, globally for other services. If you think about Anuvaad's microservices are like it is independent of each other. Okay, block merger is independent microservice. Tokenizer is an independent microservice. These two can be integrated anywhere in any other applications also, likewise in Ulka or some other project. Okay, but the structure is the same. So we have built in such a way that it can be implemented in any other projects. Just take a microservice, implement it, just carry out with the things. Okay, but specifically in Anuvad, if you want to download something or anything, means this microservice is document converter is responsible for downloading those things. Okay, this is only specified for only Anuvad project, not other project. It's not a whole other AP. If you think of good block merger, document digitization, word editor, or something like this, this is only microservices which can be used in Anuvad as well as other projects globally. It is written in that way. Okay. So this is the link I'll be sharing in this Slack itself. I mean, in the chat itself. Please look into it. Okay. And this is the documentation currently which we have. Coming to code part. Do you have anything, any doubts till now? Can we move into? So all it has to do with the downloads only. Yeah, everything has to be done with the download. That's all.
So suppose that Table handling also comes here only. They have to.
Yes,
If it's a PDF, it will just copy the same.
it doesn't copy the same.
Hmm.
You are building internally in this document converter. See, this is a PDF, okay?
Mm.
Let's say this is one scanned PDF, okay?
Mm.
Do you know the structure?
Mm.
Human eyes, I can see the structure and do. How can computer analyze the structure? How can computer say that okay, I need this the same structure, same thing, same place?
Mm.
How can you generate the same way? You can't.
Mm.
You have to make it. I have the data which is stored in the database. Use that and make this possible. That's all. And you're reproducing. You're not doing anything there. You're just using the data whatever there in the content handler and based on your logics for the alignment of the text respective things you're doing that's all nothing much. I'll show you the code now.
So like now, in the, as per that content handler,
Hmm.
we get the data, the page is there,
Hmm.
text is over there. When we say PDF,
Hmm.
it converts that into PDF.
Yes.
And when it's text, it only gets the text
Yes.
and puts it like in line by line.
Yes.
And what is it?
TXT, PDF,
XLX?
XLSX, XLSX only source target language. Source language English,
Okay.
like target language, the vernacular ones. The translation ones, that's all. XLS doing only that one.
Mm.
DocX responsible for creating DocX or the translation. That's all. As said, document converter. You're uploading one document and it's downloading the same document in with respect to the translation, what is given by the machine or whatever you have said. Okay, clear?
Mm.
Sharath, anything else?
Okay, man. Correct.
Huh?
Correct. Go ahead, go ahead.
Okay. This is the folder structure of a document converter. So globally, we are using in Anuvaad the same structure. Okay. The upload is where your files will be stored. So the upload will be mapped into a shared folder or a S3 bucket or any cloud storage on the server end. Okay, you don't need to worry about that. So when you're working in local, just make sure you're giving one folder for your files to be done and loaded there. Okay.
It will take directly from S3 bucket, is it?
S3, whatever the path you are giving S3 or a shared drive or local storages. So whatever the path, it's up to your cost. In our Anuvaad, so we are using currently we are using Samba or something like FSX kind of store, on-premise store, file stores,
Okay.
where files will be stay saved there. From there, it will be downloaded. Okay. Next, if we move into S3 or cloud storage kind of things, no? The file store. So we'll be calling the file stores to download, not the uh, on-premise file stores.
Okay.
Okay. These are all just a shared drive, the Samba one, Samba or the FSX. These are all just shared drives. Coming to routes, in routes you have one for document converter, document exporter. So document converter is responsible for the IP is used in translation flow. Okay. The document exporter is used in digitization flow. Okay. So coming to document converter.
Why is that?
Hmm?
Why is that? Why it's point?
Digitization and translation outputs are different. Okay. When you look at the structure of output JSON, whatever you're
Mm.
getting from
Mm.
translation or digitization,
Mm.
it is completely different. Okay, you need a separate APIs. Digitization is not a translation; it's just an extraction of text, and you're
Mm.
getting back the same thing. And translation, it's completely different. You are giving a document, and the translation is being done, and you're translating the translated sentences into a document,
Mm.
same alignment, same position, blah 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 things. So that's the reason. So
Mm.
we need two APIs. So this is document converter responsible for downloading files for translated version. What you need a record ID, user ID, file type. These all will be given by content handler. Okay, you have to know these files, file type, whatever you have been sending,
Mm.
and you'll be calling content handler for these things. Don't worry about this. Yeah, I will take care of these things. How it works and all. So you'll pass in JSON record ID, user ID, file type of a file, what you are required. File type will be either PDF, docx, or PPTX, TXT, these things. If there is any issue here in the if statement, so you'll get a error message saying that some the parameters are missing. Else, the next flow, line number 30, document saving, it will go down. So now we'll check for file types. It is docx, xlsx, txt. Okay. So for translation, we only have these three. Okay, not even PDF. We don't have PDF. So UI is rendering those PDFs. UI is making PDF with using HTML, whatever it's being rendered on the UI end. Okay, we have these three flows for document uh, converter for translation flow. Now, first, what we will do, we'll call this document conversion class, which is in this repository. So this class has a couple of functionalities. Getting data from content handler. So internally, I'm specifying something here. You need our token to access content handler here outside of the system, and you need to pass some user ID header or tokens, content handler API.
Mm.
These APIs and all are fixed in your config files. You have this. So develop you are using or.unword.org. So you can use this and do. If you want to experiment, use this. There is already a files stored and use these things. For digitization, there is another content handler, another DB for OCR content handler.
Mm.
So these things are different. Both the DBs are different. We're just calling the APIs. So internally, there with respect to config, we'll be changing these variables with respect to the container or IP, wherever it is calling from. Okay. So once get the data from content handler, so we'll put the content handler API, content handler record ID, start page, end page. So this API is only specific for content handler, not more than that. Okay. So in this particular URL generation, what content handler needs? Content handler needs to call the fetch content API. What fetch content API needs? A record ID. Record ID is nothing but job ID plus the output JSON. Whatever it's thrown out after all the translation and all. Start and end page. That's all. Okay.
Mm.
And one second. This is document converter. Document saving. Once you get the JSON, so whatever the format you are seeing in the if you look at this in this URL, let me show it to you once. Let me reload it. Fetch content is being called here also for view document. Okay, see here, this is a fetch content, and job ID plus the JSON comprise of record ID, start page, end page. So whatever it needs for this particular flow to show. What I'm seeing now, it has to see. I should see only one page, start or end. So this will give the fetch document. The content which I'm seeing on the left side is this translation or digitization. Okay, so this is digitization. Let me see translation. Hmm. This is for translation. I'll get all the sentence cards. The payload is C, record ID, JSON with parameters. With preview, I'll get the data, whatever this is from content handler is throwing out. So whatever format you are sending the data in those block mergers, translators, and all, the same structure will be stored in the DB also, content handler DB. Content handler will give you this data. Once you get that particular JSON, so here you will form the data frames. Okay, so I'm using pandas or CSVs to form data frames here. Okay, I'll form text stops with respect to if it is PDF only. So we need coordinates now to align the same thing. So we'll use text stops, text height, text width for docx. So this flow is convert pages into data frames. Will will use will convert into one data frame, one DF, one pandas DF. Okay, I'm using pandas here to compress all these things. What you need: text top, text left, text height, text width. These are the important parameters which is required for you to make alignments properly. Font size, if fonts are there, text text should be there, and here the text should be target language, not the source, because we need the target language. I mean the vernacular translated ones is thrown out. That is where you will be making video for docx. Once the DF is done, next we will do document creation according to whatever the API you're calling. If doc file type, whatever you're calling, docx, xlsx, txt. In this one, see, if I'm calling docx service will be called. Document creation, this particular thing will be called xlsx, the particular logic will be called txt logic. slxx, txt are pretty much straightforward, no need to worry. We're going to uh, SLSX, it needs only source and target sentence. What you will do, you will pick source sentence from the DV, whatever it's been throwing out, and target sentence to be TGT. Write it into XLSX file and throw it over. That's all. TXT file, the same thing. Okay.
Source and target, where is it coming from?
DB. It has all the informations.
That JSON will have.
Yes. See, in this line number 194, creating XLSX file. So you will get the JSON from that this particular content handler. So I'll read the JSON. Okay, I'll read the JSON. I'll create one XLSX file. What I need to write on those two columns. One is source sentence, one is target sentence. So there are tokenized sentences are there. So whatever the translated sentences are being thrown out now. So for those sentence IDs in the tokenization, with respect to that, the translations are being saved there then and there itself. Okay, NMT will save those, send those sentence ID with respect to that sentence ID, send the target sentences with that particular source. So the target will also be stored there. Okay, so you'll pick this particular tokenized sentence. If you go into this function, you'll see these sentences. Okay, you'll pick these JSON paths, match those phrases. Then again, where was this? Hmm. You'll loop it over for all the source and target ones, and uh, write it to the XLSX mapping the source and target one. That's all. This is what you are doing for writing XLSX. But this is not the case for docx. Okay, in this document converter, the docx logic is treated as legacy one. But if you modify this, this can be used for further purpose, because the alignments are getting proper, and somewhere here around some alignments are missing and some texts are missing, but you have to figure it out where exactly that is happening. Okay, when you are creating docx. So currently the docx version is written in Node.js. That is not a good one, and that is not used properly. So you need to refactor this particular docx thing. Okay, I'll show you how this will work. So I have given you one notebook here already. Okay, IPython notebook. Use this one and experiment on this. So what I need. So first I'll get my paths properly. I'll be calling the developers API. I need the developers API once, and just grab one auth token from wherever the file you are passing on, because you need to call the content handler. I won't give access to call content handler uh, while using in local. Okay, that's why I'll give you this thing to use the devs content handler using via API. So I'll specify these APIs. I'll give the respective auth token. This is the same thing whatever you're seeing in this particular document converter. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm just calling the functions, that's all. I'm not even passing the APIs. So data frames will be con. You'll get a JSON converted into data frames. Data frames will be called document creation for converting into docx. Okay, this is the logic where you are like creating docx. Python docx is the library which is used to create this docx. Okay, so get tokenized for the creating XLSX if the type file type is XLSX. This is this logic. Break large sentence or create TXT files for creating TXT files. And at last, zip file logic for zipping the file and send it over to download. So document saving function has these things, docx, xlsx, txt. So I'll call these functions, and I'll call this function also. What I need record ID, right? I need this particular record ID and the particular user ID to pass. Which user has done this? That particular user's auth token. File type is docx. So I'll be calling the document conversion of docx, and I'll give one path, download folder. The path is already there. I'll just specify this and run this particular document converter document saving function, where this function will call all the above class logic and all. This will call content handler API via this one, where the auth. One second, I'll show you the output files. ETL extractor document converter source. This upload Hmm. Your file is being saved here. If you open this file, you can view this. This is the whatever the file ID which I have been giving now. So that file will be stored here. Got it? So the logic is the same thing. So let me explain the document creation process. This is for docx. This API is not used for our in our current use case. It's written in Node.js. Any one of you know Node.js? Sharad, you know Node.js? Pinto? Then it's no use. But I would suggest you to try out this one and get the things done. Translation flow, you have this particular thing. I mean, getting into docx. But digitization flow, there is no document converter logic here. Okay, for docx, you have to create it from scratch. That I would suggest you to do. So what we will do here? So from document utilities, so I need so there are parameters specified here. So get base64 if there is image and some pixel peeps for changing the pixels according to the docx conversion. I would suggest you to go through the documentations of Python docx creation. So this is being done from Dun and Baracho. Actually, this please read this. You'll get to know what all things been doing here. So all these things, I mean, the functionality to map the bounding boxes into pixel of docx points. This is pixel to pixels will be handling these things. So currently this is handling for inches. I would suggest you to use centimeter or pt points. URL generation, generate URL for content handler, bounding boxes to check to modify into text left to top height width. Because in digitization, if you see, means the output is like x1 y1 x2 y2 x3 y3. So the bounding box needs to be converted into left to height to text left to text top text height to text width. So and get dimensions, it's the same thing. Bounding box, what you have already seen in this JSON outputs. Draw line and load fonts. Load fonts is used for PDF generations in the docx file. So currently, if there is any, you have to refactor that also. Let's go to this the next flow, digitization flow. Translation flow, only these things, these three types are there, but you need to refactor that also. So Pinto, I would suggest you to do the docx one. The rest you leave it. And PDF it's already taken care of front end. Next, the next route is which one? Document exporter, responsible for downloading the files of digitization flow. Same thing. This also needs record ID, user ID, file type, export document. So Pinto, you have seen the data of digitization flow. Data, output, regions, para, region, line, region, word, three multiple regions will be there. So according to that, you have to make the docx file. PDF is there, creation of txt file is there. So here for creating PDF, we have used something called as Canvas library. Okay. I have not seen that particular library and I have not verified that. So, but this is screwing up for table kind of structures. So whatever the output you are getting from content handler, so you have to use that for the table structure. Align the same thing in the creation of this PDF. If not this one, use other tools also. This needs to be refactored. The output which is giving currently is not proper, and you have to write a logic for docx download of a digitization flow. It's not there. You have to start from the scratch. Txt file is directly it will pick it up from tokenization sentence and write it onto txt file. That's all. And PDF, it's giving me properly bounding boxes and extra etc set of things. But you have to look into this to tweak something for the table structure and give it up. If you look at this developers, so if I go on to document digitization, I'll just pick one of the table kind of document. Okay. Uh, This one has table structures. Okay. In the regions, if I see means where? Hmm. Fifth one. Hmm. If you can see the right side, tables are there. So here I'm not passing any tables bit. UI is not able, not rendering anything here. Okay. If you see the JSON, you can see that class is table. You can see row and column values. Which particular row is belong to this and which particular column is a column or not. Using that, you have to make the PDF and align them. So if I download the same PDF, so this will call document exporter API, and this will be sent to serve file as parameter, and this will be download via zip file. If I open this, I see okay, this is good digitization. So, but fonts are not added here. Bold, italic lines, these are not added here. And okay, this is a good digitization. Alignments are happening properly. This is good one. But when it comes to table structure, see, I don't see any table here at all, right? So you have to verify and see there are overlapping of texts are happening. So you have to verify this. You have to modify this. Okay, this is just a straightforward approach. I mean, you don't need to use any. We are not using any kind of OCR or computer vision. You should just take the JSON, modify it with respect to the bring out the respective outcome. Rest of the things of alignment of the text or etc. things are done already. You have to do this thing. Okay. I mean, I don't know for who I have assigned the ticket of creating the PDF. I I I think it's for you, Sarath.
Okay.
Just check it with Jira. I think I was sent with the docx for you and the PDF for you. You both discuss these things. Okay. You both take the ownership of document converter. So bring out the best results however you can. Okay.
Download PDF issue table formats.
So I leave it up to you. Okay. If there is anything, na, just ping me. I'll able to help you with wherever you are stuck. Okay. These two things you have to refactor or recreate it from scratch. I'll leave it up to you. Okay. So these things you have to do. So any questions on this? Are you getting what are the APIs and the functionalities are there here?
When I go through the code, then I will ask you questions.
Sharath,
Same
hmm?
Same here.
Please ping me.
To the code.
Hmm.
Then I'll come.
Did you get the overview of this is just a high level overview? Okay. You have to run the code, you have to make the changes and tweaks there, run the API. Then only you'll get to know. Anything else? Ping me. I'll be there, I'll help you with that. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, then let's get this quickly as soon as possible. But yeah, just start to work on these things first. Anything else? Just ping me.
Can we discuss on one issue which
So
Mhm.
we can wind up this KT
Yeah,
now.
this
Yeah.
KT
Hmm?
Fine.
Then okay, we can wind up. So thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you.